Hello and welcome to the Hardcore Underground show.
You're in tune to Fracus and Darwin.
Taking you through for the next hour.
It's actually nice to be in the same room,
We are
isn't
in
it?
the same room for once. Lots of new music coming up for you over the next hour. We're going to kick things off with a new thing of our own, which you may or may not have heard before. This is brand new, forthcoming on at you. This is Free From Form. Check it out.
Fracus and Darwin.
So after months of threatening to do it, we finally changed the Hardcore Underground show to a podcast format. Are you excited, Nick?
Yes, I'm very excited.
You're going to be forced to talk on the microphone far more than normal. So yeah, loads of new music from around the world coming up over the next hour. Keep it locked. This is the Hardcore Underground show. What do you mean? People think you don't exist. When has one person ever come and said that you don't exist?
Oh, I don't really talk much, do I? And how many times have we had people point out, oh, it's always Gaz that talks?
Yeah, but you know,
Where's
you're just
Darwin?
a shy, refined character. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, well.
You're going to have to learn your tricks of the trade now, boy. So, loads of new music. We've got new stuff from Ramos, from Scar. We've got music from Chaos, 3-Star, ourselves, Alstorm, Euphony, Club Villa. Loads of stuff coming up over the next hour. You can download this podcast monthly. Remember, it's going to be the third Sunday of every month. It airs on craftyradio.com. And then you can download it from iTunes and everywhere else.
Right, that was Free From Form by Fracus and Darwin, or Fracus and myself.
Extremely talented duo.
And that's out on Hardcore Underground.
No, it isn't. Not yet.
It should be.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. I cut in and corrected you then when you should have done. Yeah, forthcoming on Hardcore Underground on our new web store, no less. hardcoreunderground.co.uk, which will be live. Might be live now. Now, we didn't want to fill this show with Fracus and Darwin stuff because I know we've been guilty of that in the past. However, this is something new that we've been working on.
Yeah, this is Floor Burn by ourselves. Check it out.
Not quite finished yet. It might be if well. It's finished if you like it, and if it's not, we're going to go back and make some changes. So how's that for an introduction? Fracus and Darwin, Floor Burn on the HU show.
Here we go now.
So, we've also got CDJ in the studio. We've made everybody kind of come down and actually do some work.
And he's wandering around.
He's wandering around, overseeing stuff like he always does. But we should probably have a chat about what we've been up to, because actually, from the outside looking in, it's been quite quiet at HU over the last couple of months. However, HU6 is done. Brisk's album is done. Loads of new music coming over the next couple of months. We're going to force John to come on the microphone a little while as well. He's even going to do some film and game reviews for you.
That sounds very interesting.
All he ever does is talk about things like that behind the scenes anyway, so I'm going to put him on the microphone and make him talk about things that you should be playing, things you should be watching, you know, all that sort of stuff. So stay tuned.
I think it's time to make the floor burn.
Darwin, Floorburn, and I don't think we've played it out yet, have we?
We have played it out, yeah, we have.
Oh yeah, Bristol, yeah, we have. Sorry, yeah. Okay, yeah, awesome. Oh, Chronic Ground Show. More than one person in a room, more than one microphone. Keep tuned.
And direct. This is the Hardcore Underground Show.
Now, we mentioned the DJ Brisk album about 5 minutes ago, and that is one of the releases that is going to be in our new store in the next week or so for you to pre-order. Wicked collection of classic tracks and loads of upfront music as well. This is as yet unreleased, and it's Brisk and Stormtrooper, track entitled Feel the Friction. Check it out.
Give me the beat, then I'ma make it bump. I'ma make it bump. Give me the beat, then I'ma make it bump. Then I'ma make it ball. Give me the beat, then I'ma make it ball. Keep it going, keep it
So the good news for you people overseas as well is that we're actually going to put some bundles together in this new Hardcore Underground web store. You're going to be able to order HU6 and Brist album, some other little bits and pieces. Again, I'm going to make CDJ talk about these in a little while. We're going to be bundling things together to try and save on shipping for the overseas customers, so you'll be able to buy everything and it can all arrive in one nice shiny box.
Give me the beat, then I'ma make it ball. Then I'ma make it ball.
So how was your journey this morning, Nicholas?
It was tiresome. I didn't get any sleep. No sleep.
None. Have you not actually been to bed then?
I've had 2 hours. I think 2 hours.
Well, we're not going to bed tonight either.
Oh, it's going to be one of those red eye evenings, isn't it?
Red eye evening, coffee and...
Actually, I'll stick to Jaeger bombs or something tonight. That'll sort me out.
Give me the beat, then I'ma make it ball. Get into your own groove. 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 Get into your own groove.
Right, this is taken from our HU6 mix. This is Club Filler, Own Groove.
say that, but the weather actually is quite nice outside, isn't it?
It's sunny, actually.
It doesn't feel like winter. We're just saying it's a really summery track, and it's a bit of a shame because it isn't summer anymore, but technically it is, really.
So you've just got big coats on.
Yeah, bobble hats, but it actually looks sunny outside. We can pretend. Club Filler, Own Groove on the HU show. You're in tune with Fracas and Darwin.
You are now in tune to Fracas and Darwin. 1,000 miles from home, run back to what you know. It's like I've read your script before. Something to think about, someone to live without. It's getting colder on the floor.
this, definitely one of our favourites at the moment, and the title track from the forthcoming Alstorm and Euphony album. This is Mind Over Matter. It's CLSM versus Alstorm and Euphony.
And it's got some tasty artwork to go with that.
It has. We've just actually had a little look in his Dropbox. Very, very nice. That's going to be forthcoming on Hardcore Underground in about a month and a half's time, so keep your eyes peeled for news.
It's only mind over matter. Mind over matter, yeah. I knew it was right from the start. It's only mind over matter. Mind over matter, yeah. I knew it was right from the start. I just need to try. I just need to try. Sometimes they see straight through me. Sometimes I need to be me. Mind over matter, yeah.
You know, if that was on Radio 1, that's where we paste the out-of-tune klaxon sample. Where it drops there, it would go like it does on Westwood Show.
Not like mine.
It's only mind over matter. Mind over matter, yeah. I knew it was right from the start. It's only mind over matter. Mind over matter, yeah. I knew it was right from the start.
An absolute masterclass in breakbeat hardcore. That is CLSM versus Alstorm and Euphony, and it's the title track from Alstorm and Euphony's forthcoming album, Mind Over Matter, track of the same name. Welcome if you have just joined us on Crafty Radio for the first airing, or hello if you've downloaded the podcast. You're in tune with Fracas and Darwin. This is the Hardcore Underground Show, Volume 1.
And we continue showcasing stuff from HU6. This is Scott Brown and it's titled Enchanted.
Nobody does it quite like Scott Brown, Nick, you are right.
Yeah, it's always pretty piano, it's very airy sounding, they don't never sound muffled, do they?
This is his first new music, I think, the HU6 stuff, for about 2 years. And with that, Al's changed something on our collaboration. There is a Fracas and Darwin versus Scott Brown and Al Storm track, which has just turned up in Dropbox. That was Scott Brown, Enchanted, forthcoming Evolution Records, I would imagine, and featured on Hardcore Underground 6. And Nick, it's getting to that time of year again.
What is it? A little bit of freeform?
We're going to have to play a freeform track. It is that time of year, so don't forget to vote for us. Oh my good God. We joke, of course, but it is time to play something a little bit more on the freeform tip. This is track entitled Paradise by Chaos and 3 Star, taken from the Against All Odds album. Check it out.
You're listening to the Hardcore Underground Show with Fracus and Darwin.
Chaos and 3 Star, Paradise, on the Against All Odds album on Rebuild Music, out there now if you want to go and look for it. printing out boarding passes, mate, anyway.
That's alright, it's nice to have a working printer after like 10 years.
Gloating. No, I actually haven't had one for ages. It's just, I don't know why, it's one of those things, I don't use it often enough. It's just the most fucking boring piece of voiceover in the world. I don't have a printer and I don't use one very often.
Hey, use mine.
This is a really cool track. This is Ramos, Mob and Scar featuring Becky. This is a track entitled Find You and it's forthcoming on RSR Recordings. Check it out.
and direct. This is the Hardcore Underground Show. I can't wait to find you. I can't wait to hold you. I can't wait to find you. I can't wait to hold you.
Was Ramos, Mob and Scar, and it's Find You. Oh, that's on RSR, isn't it?
RSR Recordings featuring Becky on vocals. Really, really cool track. So this is the Hardcore Underground Show. We're going to be doing this third Sunday of every month. It's going to go live. You'll be able to hear it on craftyradio.com first. Between 7 and 8 PM, I think they're airing it on Sunday night. So hello to you if you're listening to it live, as it were. And then the podcasts will be available. They'll be on our SoundCloud, they'll be on iTunes, and there'll be links from our new website, hardcoreunderground.co.uk, which should be live by the time you listen to this.
Continuing the summer vibes, this is Pinnacle and Ben Avitt. What's the track called again?
This is the track entitled Bust It. Although the sample says Bust It, so I don't know if it's like an in-joke and they use loads of like groups when
We'll have to ask them next time we see them.
Really like that. That's also taken from our HU6 mix as well. There's no harm in telling you that. That's Pinnacle and Ben Avitt, as Nick says, track entitled Bust It. Out now, actually, on Raw Elements. And moving into this is an example of a really, really well done bootleg. This is Ryan Core, a guy from Los Angeles. This is Being Loved. Check it out.
So little time, so frustrated, so little joy, so little joy. It's coming up here, so little time, time to work it on out. Yeah, yeah. So little joy, it's complicated. I feel I'm stumbling in the dark, stimulated. I feel my heart taking the songs and praying for love. Simply being loved, loved, loved. Simply being loved, loved, loved. Simply being loved, loved, loved. It's more than enough. Yeah, yeah. Simply being loved, loved, loved. Simply being loved, loved, loved. Simply being loved, loved, loved. It's more than enough. Yeah, yeah. Simply being loved.
Definitely one of the most exciting people stateside. As I said, this is by a guy called Ryan Core, and it's a track entitled Being Loved. Real good example of how to do a bootleg properly. Check it out.
with Fracas and Darwin.
So little time, so little time. So frustrated, so little joy, so little joy. It's coming here. So little time, so little time. Time to work it on out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So little joy, so little joy. It's complicated. I feel it's coming in the door. Stimulated. I feel my heart's against the wall. Praying for love. Simply being loved, loved, loved. Simply being loved, loved, loved. Simply being loved, loved, loved. It's more than enough. Yeah, yeah. Simply being loved, loved, loved. Simply being loved, loved, loved. Simply being loved, loved, loved. It's more than enough. Yeah, yeah. Simply being loved.
Ryan Core, Being Loved, really loving this track at the moment, actually really loving it. Really good example of what to do with the vocal, actually makes it 10 times better than the original. You are in tune to Fracas and Darwin on the Hardcore Underground show stroke podcast. We still call it the show, shouldn't we?
Oh, I don't know, I like the podcast.
The Hardcore Underground podcast.
Incoming is Mark Smith and Prospect. It's called Machine Gun. It's on his artist album, which is out now. Check it out. Alex Prospects definitely in with a shout for that Breakthrough Award this year. Really interesting collab as well with Mark Smith, as Nick said, taken from his artist album Notorious by Nature, released earlier this year. Yeah, he's just come back from a US tour, hasn't he?
He has just been out there in North America, so shouting out to you, Alex. Really good work. One of those people, actually, everything he sends through at the minute is actually bang on the money. Now, I'd like to welcome CDJ to the show. Say hello, John, come on.
Alright.
Can't wait for these film and game reviews. He's not going to be able to shut him up.
Should we not tell people who he is, sort of thing?
Well, if you don't know, CDJ's the kind of business side of Hardcore Underground. He's not a DJ or a producer. Why do you do this, actually?
Masochism and sadism.
Right.
Which is to say, I hate myself and you deserve to be punished.
So you keep us in music. So come on, what films should we be buying on Blu-ray this month? What should we be looking out for?
Rather than talking about films that everyone already has or knows about, that are coming out and has their own opinions on, I thought I'd aim more at things that have come out and are much better transferred than they were before. A good example of which is Ghostbusters.
Let's just wind it back a second. Right, CDJ is called CDJ because when everybody else used to play vinyl, he refused because he's a techno, like, oh, it's got to be CD quality. And he's now like that with Blu-rays and DVDs, so don't ever ask him round to watch a DVD. Right, anyway, so, yes, Ghostbusters 3 is a new transfer.
No, not Ghostbusters 3.
Talk!
Alright, well basically Ghostbusters was already issued on Blu-ray, but I think it was the same transfer that was used for the DVD release. It's been rescanned and put out on a mastered in 4K range, which is actually quite cheap, and it's a much better looking version of that film. So if you haven't got it on Blu-ray, that's the version you want to get.
So what other new films are out at the moment that we should be looking for as well?
Fuck all.
So there's nothing out.
There's a bunch of things out, but most of the
If I go into HMV now, there will be empty shelves where the Blu-rays are supposed to be.
and the CDs presumably.
Well, in fact, to be honest, it'll be an empty shop in most cases. Games, okay, that's the other thing. What should we be playing this month?
Well, something I stumbled across a while ago that I think is worth mentioning is a game called The Swapper, which is very hard to describe. All the artwork was made with clay, and you basically run around an abandoned space.
How did they get that into the computer then?
Well, I presume they just took photos and scanned it in and animated it. Sort of.
They didn't push it into the hard drive or anything?
I wouldn't have thought so. But anyway, you basically run around an abandoned space station, and to solve puzzles, you have to create new iterations of yourself, which you can then occupy alternately.
You can't use words like iterations on a podcast like this. You can't.
Yes, I can.
You can't, because I don't know what it means.
It means versions, I suppose. So you have multiple versions of yourself, and you
So
can
say that then. Don't use words that we're all going to have to look up.
But if I don't keep using words, then they'll disappear from my mind and die.
Good. And then you won't confuse people by coming on publicly available podcasts using words like that. Anyway, just get on with it. So it's called Swappers.
Yeah, so it's a very, very, very well constructed game. It's quite short, it's quite cheap, but it's got a very strange atmosphere to it, and it's really, really good. It's available on Steam. I think it's about £12. It runs on pretty much any computer on Earth. You can use keyboard, controller, but it's something people might not have played, but it's actually really, really good.
Have you got the GTA thing?
I haven't actually got the GTA thing yet. I'm waiting for a later release of it. I mean, obviously it's got a headline budget which eclipses anything to date, and it's obviously made more money than anything to date, but most of that's gone into creating a living world where you can do a lot more than you normally can in such games.
What about you? Have you got any game, film? Have you seen anything recently that's good?
No, I don't think so.
I thought you liked The Walking Dead.
I do like The Walking Dead very
See,
much.
I haven't watched that.
But I thought it's just the waiting game. It's just like, I have to wait until October to continue reading it. Oh, reading it? Watching it.
He watches it with subtitles in case
Yes.
anyone's wondering.
Anyway, thanks to CDJ for the little brief games film review. If there are things, seriously, I know that was a bit sort of bodged together, but if there are things you think we should be checking out and you want us to not review but have a look at that you think we might find amusing, then of course do email us or hit us up on Facebook. It's facebook.com/HU Limited Official or at Fracas at Nick Darwin on Twitter.
Right, it's back to the music. This is a new bit by Fracas and Darwin. It's About to Fly, featuring Poison Rain. Probably our biggest track of the year, actually. Check it out.
This is the Hardcore Underground Show.
and Darwin.
And Darwin featuring Poison Rain, About to Fly, definitely one of our biggest tracks of the year. Let us know what you think of it. Track by Daniel 7 and it's track entitled Valley, taken from HU6. Check it out.
to Bacchus and Darwin.
Daniel 7, was it The Valleys?
Valley.
The Valley.
The Valleys.
The Valley.
The Valleys.
The Valley, okay. Incoming is Alstorm and Euphony, and it's it Guiding Light?
It's either Guiding Light, I don't want him to call it Guiding Light because I've got a track called Guiding Light. I want to opt for Your Guiding Light, but it's another track from their album, Mind Over Matter, which is out on it. You check it out.
Tonight, don't you have no fear? You won't see no one else inside this room when I'm by your side. When the music starts, won't you sway with me? We'll be hand in hand. I'll be your guiding light. I'll lead you to the promised land. Baby, can you see the light shining bright for you? Only you and me tonight, 'cause no one else will do. Just you, so let me be your guiding light and shine the whole night through. Baby, can you see the light shining bright for you?
So just to sum up what's happening over the next couple of months now, by the time this podcast goes live, or shortly afterwards anyway, you should be able to order HU6 and Brisk's artist album Till Death Do Us Party from hardcoreunderground.co.uk.
Also the Power Stomp album as well, isn't there?
Also the Power Stomp album, This Is Power Stomp, Joey Wright and Kurt's album. You'll be able to order that at the same time as the Alstorm and Euphony album on October the 28th.
Tonight, don't you have no fear? You won't see no one else inside this room when I'm by your side. When the music starts, won't you sway with me? We'll be hand in hand. I'll be your guiding light. I'll lead you to the promised land.
Alstorm and Euphony, Your Guiding Light. I'm going to put my foot down so it has to have the word "your" in there. From the album Mind Over Matter, out on October 28th through the Hardcore Underground store. Just one more tune to play this month, Nick.
And it's, what is it? It's A.B. and it's called This, isn't it?
And it's forthcoming on Stamina Records. That's up next.
Baby, can you see the light shining bright for you?
So we're going to leave you with this one then this month. As Nick said, this is AB, track entitled This, which we've played a couple of times now. So yes, next month it will be the third Sunday. Again, we'll be airing on Crafty Radio, and the podcast will be available from that following Monday. So as we mentioned our social networks and stuff as well, if you are new to the show or you've not heard of us before, it's facebook.com/HULTD official, hardcoreunderground.co.uk as well. It's at Fracas and at Nick Darwin on Twitter, and you can find us on Facebook. We've got fan pages as well, so go look for them.
To Fracas and Darwin.
So that's it from us.
Oh, I can't believe it's the end already.
It's the end already. We'll be back next month with a guest as well. Don't know who that's going to be just yet. There's a few people lined up, so we'll see who comes through the gates first. But yeah, Hardcore Underground show available on Crafty Radio third Sunday of every month from 7 to 8 p.m. and then available as a podcast the Monday after that to download. You can also grab it from SoundCloud. So as I said, the new website, hardcoreunderground.co.uk, get yourself over there. At the moment it points to our Facebook page anyway, so even if the site isn't live by the time you listen to this. Go and check that out. Plenty more information about what we're up to and our projects over there. This is me, Fracas, saying catch you next time.
See ya.
Ramos from Scar, we've got music from Chaos, 3-Star, ourselves, Alstorm, Euphony, Club Villa, loads of stuff coming up over the next hour. You can download this podcast monthly. Remember, it's going to be the third Sunday of every month. It airs on craftyradio.com, and then you can download it from iTunes and everywhere else.
Right, that was Free From Form by Fracas and Darwin, or Fracas and myself.
Extremely talented duo.
And yes, and that's out on Hardcore Underground.
No, it isn't. Not yet.
It should be.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry. I cut in and corrected you then when you should have done. Yeah, forthcoming on Hardcore Underground on our new web store, no less. hardcoreunderground.co.uk, which will be live. Might be live now. We didn't want to fill this show with Fracas and Darwin stuff because I know we've been guilty of that in the past. However, this is something new that we've been working on.
Yeah, this is Floor Burn by ourselves. Check it out.
Not quite finished yet. It might be well. It's finished if you like it, and if it's not, we're going to go back and make some changes. So how's that for an introduction? Fracas and Darwin, Floor Burn on the HU show. So, we've also got CDJ in the studio. We've made everybody kind of come down and actually do some work.
And he's wandering around.
He's wandering around, overseeing stuff like he always does. But we should probably have a chat about what we've been up to, because actually, from the outside looking in, it's been quite quiet at HU over the last couple of months. However, HU6 is done. Brisk's album is done. Loads of new music coming over the next couple of months. We're going to force John to come on the microphone a little while as well. He's even going to do some film and game reviews for you.
That sounds very interesting.
All he ever does is talk about things like that behind the scenes. Hello and welcome to the Hardcore Underground show.
You're in tune to Fracas and Darwin.
Taking you through for the next hour.
It's actually nice to be in the same room,
We are
isn't
in
it?
the same room for once. Lots of new music coming up for you over the next hour. We're going to kick things off with a new thing of our own, which you may or may not have heard before. This is brand new, forthcoming on HU. This is Free From Form. Check it out.
Fracas and Darwin.
after months of threatening to do it, we finally changed to Hardcore Underground showings anyway, so I'm going to put on my microphone and make him talk about things that you should be playing, things you should be watching, you know, all that sort of stuff. So stay tuned.
I think it's time to make the floor burn.
And Darwin, Floorburn, and I don't think we've played it out yet, have we?
We have played it out, yeah, we have.
Oh yeah, Bristol, yeah, we have. Sorry, yeah. Okay, yeah, awesome. The Hardcore Underground to a podcast format. Are you excited, Nick?
Yes, I'm very excited.
You're going to be forced to talk on the microphone far more than normal. So yeah, loads of new music from around the world coming up over the next hour. Keep it locked. This is the Hardcore Underground show. What do you mean? People think you don't exist. When has one person ever come and said that you don't exist?
Oh, I don't really talk much, do I? And how many times have we had people point out, oh, it's always Gaz that talks?
Yeah, but you know,
Where's
you're just
Darwin?
a shy, refined character. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, well.
You're going to have to learn your tricks of the trade now, boy. So, loads of new music. We got new stuff from